Okay, let's move to next theme. Technical challenge for the promote and disseminate ZEB. As for technical challenges for the advancement of and the dissemination of energy saving technology, design method, including design standard, development of adoption of construction material, establishment of the construction method, etc., are the important issue for the promoting and disseminating ZEB. So I would like to ask you about the next theme, technical challenge for ZEB promotion. So I'm asked Ms. Farizan, the sustainability is a key word for ZEB promotion. Based on your many years of experience in green building design and pursuing sustainability in the building in Singapore and Africa, I would like to ask you about the technical challenges and the concrete measures to promote ZEB. For example, the terms of design standard and design method. So, Ms. Farizan, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. First and foremost, I would like to say the cheaper the energy is, the tariff, the harder it is to promote. It's actually basic science. So I think it has a lot to do with the policy of the country. So I think if the country agenda is really gunning for it, I think you should balance up with the tariff as well. So because with that, then the promotion of ZEB or zero energy buildings makes it easier, whether it's technical or is it with the stakeholders or any one of those. So I think everyone has to look into energy tariffs. The more we subsidize our energy, the harder it is for us to convince anyone else to actually to adopt ZEB. Then the second part is, of course, the engineering side. As I have explained, the energy side has to be scrutinized in terms of the demand, in terms of the cooling, in terms of what we put in terms of integration, together with the financial aspects of it. Yeah, so I'll stop there.
Okay, thank you very much. So okay, so So I would like to move to next questions, and Mr. Steve Lojuntin. In Malaysia, you have been involved in ZEB promotion activities such as formulating guidelines and planning the construction of nearly ZEB building by retrofitting an existing building. Based on your experience, I would appreciate your comment on the technical challenge and concrete measures in planning stage, such as deciding design firm and contractor, choosing of material and equipment, if possible, your consideration of the not only the humid climate of the ASEAN region.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Oshiwa. I think it's well known that to get what I call contractors or designers on zero energy building is quite hard. Yeah, but we need to what I call look into that. The fundamental of zero energy building is about sustainable energies. It's about energy efficiency and renewable energy. The good thing is a lot of these consultants as well as contractors experience in developing green building. So we can utilize the experience in green building, but we need to focus on sustainable energy. So in this case, maybe if the building owner would like to get these contractors and consultants, maybe they put requirement in their teams. The design consultants have what they call maybe energy consultants in their team. Energy consultants normally provide design input to the architects, M&E, and so on. Plus, energy consultants normally also have experience in operating or managing what they call energy efficiency, energy management in the operations of the building. So by having these two what they call combinations, I think the consultant team will have capabilities to design the what I call the ZEP building, plus the experience of their program. I mean their experience in green building and using tools like the energy simulations and so on. It will help with the help of the energy consultants. And of course, the design guide is very important because I'm talking about experience in Malaysia. When people talk about zero energy, they only thought to have a solar photovoltaic to cover the overall energy there. So I think that's the thing. And by having that, they can develop the what they call performance and translate it to specifications in terms of materials, as well as the efficiency of the equipments that going to be selected that is to put into the tender or contracts and so on. When it comes to the contractors, again, you can utilize the current contractors that have experience in green building, plus maybe in the contract to put requirement, maybe they need also have a team from ESCO, Energy Service Company, because it's a well-known ESCO, Energy Service Company, have very good vast experience in retrofitting building. Of course, it's not until the level of zero energy, but the experience in retrofitting is very important. And also currently integrations with the renewable energy outside there, number of solar photovoltaics company, turnkey projects be able to also provide. So if they together in the contracted teams, I think they be able to be provide the ZEP development.
So I think proper, the design firm and contractors and also ESCO or some, the suppliers, the choosing, good one is a key. So in ASEAN is concerned, so for this, the good, the suitable contractors, designers, how you, develop or capacity building is also important, or some kind of idea for such area in Malaysia.
Yeah, in Malaysia, of course, it starts with the exposures, capacity building, and so on. Again, like we mentioned just now, the green building and so on. Most demonstrations projects actually can provide capacity building, sharing knowledge, and so on for the industry in Malaysia. I give example last time, back in year 2002, when we started the energy efficient building. It's very difficult to get designer as well as what you call these contractors. The champion there actually, the integrated person is the energy consultants. And also the facility management, because they know how to manage the building. So their input is very important. But after that, after the first demonstrations, and then more and more companies, contractors, and also consultants learn from the what they call demonstration, and they replicate. And for information, how like the green building development in Malaysia, they learn a lot from this energy efficient building. Yeah. So same to the zero energy building. I think it is the same methodology. The only thing is the awareness important, because when they think about zero, they will thought it's very super advanced design building and so on. But we need to back to basic, fundamental. What is zero energy? It actually is actually lesser than a task than design green building, because you focus on sustainable energy. Yeah.
So that means more, the like a practical, also need some kind of pilot project, or like
exactly.
Actually, some examples, more examples.
Exactly.
Necessary for the develop or such kind of, the designer or contractors or so on. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
And I just, the not ask Farizan. I would, you said about the circularity of the, you mentioned here, and also the standard, in Singapore and how you develop this circularity of the buildings.
Yeah, circularity is a huge topic. I think especially when you have energy-intensive buildings in industrial, since I have a lot of experience in industrials, there's a lot of opportunities in circularity in industrial, especially waste heat to be reclaimed back in terms of usage. In other countries where there's potential for industrialization, such as cacao, where we have biomass from the nips. So I think for industrial, you have a lot more opportunities in circularity, even in water. However, for commercial buildings, example, just an office tower or residential is limited. For hotels, I have to go by function. And then for hotels, I think circularity still embeds in the hot water system. Quite frequently in Singapore, it's left to the designers, that's what he mentioned, to actually detail out the mechanical and electrical. So we don't really use heat pump or energy recovery wheels. We don't use it to actually heat up. I think that could be one of a low-hanging fruit as the regulations to actually embed it. Circularity in materials, like I said, I have to go into verticals. We are very good, I would say, in Singapore. Most of our built construction waste are actually reclaimed back and actually pumped back again in our concrete. That's also because we don't have much reliance on other sources but ourselves. So I think for the built environment, we're very well in terms of circularity, in terms of the waste side as well. And I would say that that would actually reduce a lot more in terms of solar or renewable energy that we put on site. So circularity, in my opinion, takes many multi-prongs approach of it. But however, like I just want to complement what he just said, it depends on the team. The team is the one that makes the big of a difference.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I understand. And I think the LCA, life cycle assessment are also in consideration for such circularity of the buildings. Yeah, and okay, so then I move to the Mr. Hasama-san. I think the major construction companies, Japanese company, have a wide range of the role to play in ZEB project, from technology development to design and construction. We'd like to hear your opinion. The technical challenge and measure to be taken by construction company to promote ZEB. I would be appreciative if you could consider the ASEAN or Singapore market of energy efficiency buildings.
Yeah, so I'd like to talk about our opinion in terms of the private company. So to achieve the zero energy building, we have a wide variety of the measure. So, for example, we can try the solar PV and a very, very high efficiency the HVAC system and so on. But I think the most efficient way is to considering the climate situation and the people's mind. So, for example, if we introduce a natural ventilation situation, maybe we can drastically reduce the energy consumption of about 50%. But if we want to do it, we have to consider such kind of the potential of the climate situation. Of course, it's also important to introduce a high-tech way, but by combination of such kind of the classical way, maybe we can provide the very, very cost-effective way. So, in my opinion, I understand that the Southeast Asia is a very, very wide variety of the potential of the such kind of the natural potential. So maybe what we have to do is considering based on go back into the such kind of basics. We line up the menu for the customers. Yeah.
I see. So I think construction company like you, Kajima, you are, as I say, wide range. So you have a more, choice, or, so ability for the choose material equipment, and so it's a quite, very variable, capability, so in such sense, I think, in this zero energy building promotion, the construction company's role is very, very important and crucial for the future promotions.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Get some idea, comment from the three, panelists. Finally, online, to Mr. Palz again. You have, lots of information in Germany situation for the, energy efficiency buildings, and also you have experience in the ASEAN. So I think key technologies for the ZEB promotions. I think the cooling and heating technology, or technology, are kind of a key issues. So based on the such kind of according to this point, I would like to, like you to have a kind of advice to promote the such kind of high, the technologies of the heating and cooling. So especially in ASEAN, the space cooling technology is quite, quite important. So key. So you have some kind of advice to promote the such kind of high technology in the ASEAN. Mr. Pratt, please.
Thank you very much. You can hear me one side? Yep, thank you. Okay. There's always a delay. I'm sorry for that. Okay, first of all, I think it's not that easy to compare the ASEAN countries with each other. We have difference in the development standards on one hand side, of course, and also a huge difference between urbanization areas and the countryside areas. Coming from a German perspective, currently we are using about 80% of our heating demand by gas and oil. The external shock that we have received through the war of aggression from Russia has forced us to accelerate our aim to increase the major source of heating appliance by the heat pump. So currently we are installing about 500,000 heat pumps a year, and we want to aim up to 6 million by 2030. This comes with a few challenges. We have, first of all, the challenge, as I mentioned, the building stock in Germany has already been built. We have, especially in the cities, we have an old building stock, which is to some extent not ready yet for this refurbishment with a heat pump. And on the other hand side, we are lacking skilled labor because our traditional workforce is not educated on, or has to be educated on, this demand of heat pumping. Transferring this to Asia, one major point is, of course, that the building stock that's already been built must have the envelope that it stays insulated and cooled, that there must be efficient appliances. But as I mentioned before, there is a difference between the countries itself. I think it's very complicated to compare. And last but not least, also in the Asian region, as I mentioned, we are lacking labor. I think in some countries of the Asian region, it's lacking skilled labor to some extent. So there must be some educational measures on how to implement these policies.
So you mentioned some kind of a capacity building, training of the, like engineers or, some designer or so on. So that is a very key for the promotion of such kind of high-tech, heat pump.
Sorry, I would not even go for the engineers or for the constructors. I would go really for the workforce who has to implement.
Contractors and the workforce, the capacity building, capacity development is a key issue, such as similar to the, like Malaysia's, Mr. Lojuntin, Mr. Lojuntin said, like similar, opinion. So then, and also I just ask in Germany, I think you have a called weather, so you have some passive design like a building envelope technology. They are already advanced, and but I think heat pump. You say heat pump is making a heat and also using a kind of a cooling also. So that heat pump is a key technology in Germany now, you said. That's my understanding.
Yes, that's true. We are aiming to increase our heat supply by heat pump up to 2030 by a factor of 3% per year. So we currently there is just 1,700 heat pumps installed a year, and we are aiming for 500,000 per year. That makes it 6 million by 2030.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so then I want to conclude something in this second theme. Technology may be added to one of the type of the action area that just discussed the first theme of the this panel discussions. So it seems me that this is the driving force. Technology is the driving force behind the implementation of the policy. The development and active use of advanced energy saving and renewable energy technologies, including cost reduction, is important. And furthermore, it is necessary to secure human resources to select and apply these technologies. And also, I think some people also insisting cooperation among all stakeholders, government and the private sector, including academia. It is also essential for this. And the system to facilitate this cooperation is also crucial for the development of the zero energy buildings. So anyway, thank you very much for very valuable, the opinion and suggestion and in these sessions. Thank you very much. So finally, I would like to, say something on this, panel discussions. So just I know the EMAK stands for Energy Management Action Network. The term of energy management is often thought of the management for energy conservation on the demand side. However, in order to achieve ZEB, energy management in a broader sense is required, which means not only demand side, but also supply side. In this sense, the seminar workshop of ZEB has become a meaningful activity for future development of the EMAK. Anyway, I would express all, the sincere appreciation for the excellent remarks of the excellent remark and positive discussion of all panelists and kind positive participation of all audience in this room. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.